Hi guys, it's Rachel. So today I wanted to do a review for you on a product that I've been trying lately, and is the Aveeno Positively Radiant Tinted Moisturiser. So this is what the box looks like. This is what it comes in, and then this is the bottle. And if you've used the Positively Radiant or any of the Aveeno moisturisers before, you'll probably notice that this is fairly similar bottle. It's pretty much the exact same bottle as the Positively Radiant moisturizer. It's just that the lid has changed. Instead of being the light green colour, it is this brownish kind of colour, which signifies that it is actually the tinted moisturizer. So you get 75 mils, and I am using the fair to light shade. There's also I think it's like light to medium it's called, or might be just medium. And as far as I'm aware, there are only the two shades, at least they're the only two shades that I could see available in Australia, and I picked mine up from Priceline. However, I have seen it in Big W and I think Target also, and I paid $18.95 for this. So it ranges in price, I've seen, from about $15 to $20. It is on the more pricey side, I would say, for a tinted moisturizer. You can get like the CoverGirl tinted moisturizers, which are, I think, like maybe around the $13 mark. So this is a little bit on the pricey side, but I just wanted to show you guys what I think of it, and I'll also have a demonstration of what it looks like just on its own, so you guys can see sort of how it applies and stuff like that. So first off, we'll have a look at what it claims. Basically, it claims to brighten tired and dull looking skin naturally with Positively Radiant. It is a collection of facial skincare products uniquely formulated to target all 5 factors of radiance, which they say are tone, texture, dullness, blotchiness, and brown spots. It claims to even tone and texture, contains light reflecting minerals, and has active soy complexes. So it makes quite a lot of claims. Does it live up to them? Yes and no. My first impression of this was that it is quite nice. It gave me more coverage than I expected it to give me. However, it is still a very, very light coverage. It definitely doesn't cover any spots or blemishes or stuff like that. It does kind of even your skin tone slightly, and I'll show you that when I show you the demonstration, but it's definitely light coverage. It is not a foundation in any way, shape or form. So when you squeeze it out, oh, I should have also said, so obviously it comes in a pump action bottle, which I do like, which is definitely a plus, and it has a little lock, so you turn the top and it locks, so if you wanted to have it in your handbag or for travel, I think that is a really good feature. It doesn't have the on or open closed anymore, which it used to have on the lid, at least on the Positively Radiant moisturizer, which is kind of, I guess it doesn't really matter, you can kind of work it out for yourself, but that could be handy if you just sort of didn't realise and you wanted to make sure that it was definitely closed. But when it's on, pumps out, and basically it's just like a light, almost, it's quite a thick formula, I would say, and it does have, like, when you spread it out, you can kind of see an almost like shimmer to it. It's very, very light. I didn't notice much of a shimmer, but it does reflect the light. So you can see the light colour is quite light, and it's kind of, it's not necessarily peach in tone or yellow in tone, which I guess is good. It is fairly neutral. It's going to be hard to kind of see, but it blends into the skin really well. I find this is slightly lighter than my skin tone, I think. It looks a little bit like that when I'm applying it, but it blends out nicely. It does, I guess, even up the skin tone. In terms of smell, it has a slightly odd smell. It's not necessarily bad, but it does have some kind of smell. So be wary of that. If you have a real sensitivity to smells, then you may not like this. I don't necessarily think it's bad. It smells very similar to the Positively Radiant moisturizer if you've used that before, but it has a slight difference to it, and I think it's probably whatever they use to actually put the tint in that gives it that slight different smell. Now, it does have SPF 15, which is a definite plus. It's just, especially in Australia, I highly recommend always wearing a sunscreen of some sort during the day, whether it's in your makeup or whether it's in your moisturizer that you wear underneath your makeup. It's definitely important, especially if you're young and you're you want to prevent these bad things like the age spots and the uneven skin tone and stuff like that. And the sun is probably the #1 cause of a lot of the old age skin problems that you'll have later in life. So having the SPF 15 is very good. It is supposed to be oil-free, hypoallergenic, and I can never say this word, but it's non-comedogenic. I can't pronounce it. But basically, what it's supposed to be is that it's not supposed to break you out. It's supposed to be good for sensitive skin and not have any products that necessarily irritate the skin or clog the pores. Now, I do want to give a warning to you guys that for me so far, I haven't noticed any problems. It doesn't seem to have caused any breakouts. I don't think it's necessarily clogged my pores. However, I have read a lot of reviews on this, especially in Makeup Alley, where a lot of people have said that it did clog their pores and that it caused them to have breakouts, even older women who don't necessarily generally experience breakouts. So I just wanted to give you guys that warning, because I feel like it's best that you should have all the information that you can have before you purchase a product, especially something that's like almost $20. So you want to be spending your money correctly. Now, not everyone experienced that. Like I said, I haven't experienced that as of yet. And that's not to say that it may not in the future. You never know how your skin is going to react. But I just wanted to give you guys that heads up that even though it is supposed to be hypoallergenic and it's supposed to not clog your pores, some people have experienced that. I think that's what I'll say for now. I'm going to show you guys a clip now of me applying the moisturizer so you guys can see exactly how much coverage it does give and how it applies, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up this review. Now, I've just turned my camera around slightly so I can film in a little bit more natural light so you can see the full effects of what this tinted moisturizer will do. And I'll just clip my hair back for you guys just so I don't get anything in there. So the product is obviously a pump, and I just apply it with my fingers because I find that that's the easiest. And I'll use probably about 1 full pump, which gives you that much there. And then I'll just usually just dab it on kind of like you would foundation, just so you can get fairly spread out, even coverage. Okay, and then you just kind of rub it in. So as you can see, it blends quite well. It doesn't necessarily give that much coverage. I would definitely say it's light coverage. It does leave a nice kind of dewy, almost glowy effect, which is nice. And it does look very nice under foundation as well. I have used that before and I quite like it. But as you can see, a lot of my my blemishes and things like that are still present. It does sort of give my face, it evens up the skin tone on my face and it gives it a little bit of extra, I guess, warmth, I would say, although my skin is looking a little bit blue, and I'm sorry, that's more my lighting than what this product actually does. But you can see that obviously if I was going to just wear this, I would probably still use concealer to cover up any of my blemishes, and then I'd probably also put a powder over the top of this just to set it and to make sure it would stay, and that would probably give a little bit of extra coverage also. So as you can see, it does give you very, very light coverage. For me, if I was to wear it throughout the day, I generally put a powder and I use a concealer to cover up any blemishes that it's not concealing. In terms of wear, with the powder set, it did last for pretty much all day. Without a powder, I did find that it went a little bit shiny after a couple of hours, and that may be partly because of my skin, but I have sort of, my skin is not, it's combination, but it's oily to dry. There's no normal for me. I have dry spots and I have oily spots, so that impacts how it wears as well. Obviously, it may be different on different types of skin. But overall, I generally like the product. I don't know if it'll necessarily fix the problems that it says in your skin. I can't necessarily comment on that because for something to change your skin, it generally, you have to be using it almost every single day, and you would have to use it, like go through a process of at least 6 weeks for your skin to go through its like cycle. So I can't say whether it necessarily improves your skin. I'm kind of leaning towards probably not, or not necessarily in a highly visible difference unless you used it for a very, very long period of time, and even then I'm not sure if it would. But as a tinted moisturiser, I do like it. If it doesn't break out your skin, then I think it is good. The SPF 15 and the sunscreen is nice. It does wear quite nicely. It does leave a nice sort of dewy finish. So overall, I do like the product. I think that it could be a little bit cheaper for what it is. It may be a little bit too expensive, but if you are looking for a tinted moisturiser, then I do recommend checking this out, because overall the Aveeno range for me does leave my skin quite moisturized. I like their body moisturizers, I like their face moisturizers. They leave my skin very soft, and this does the same. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If I haven't answered something, which is highly possible that I haven't, leave me any questions in the bottom bar below and I'll try and get back to you. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye!